I think might have a unanimous choice here for this next one. Worst television show of 2019. It's got to be again Monday Night Raw.
Yep, it's a 3-hour show of mess storylines and sex at the end.
This is year 6 of me complaining about this, and year 4 on this channel complaining about this or something. Drop the extra hour and make it 2 hours, for the love of God, please. We do not want 3 hours of this crap every Monday. We got stuff to do. We can't afford to watch your crappy program over 2 days. So just, make it like SmackDown. Make it 2 hours. If you want to sell some advertising time to people and that stuff, you have NXT on Wednesdays. Push that advertising to Wednesdays. I'm sure the advertisers would be a lot happier with fans talking positively about their products being featured on NXT than they would negatively about their products being on Monday Night Raw, which is terrible.
How do you have a life if you're a WWE fan? 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 1 hour of UK, 2 hours of SmackDown, 1 hour of 205, 1 hour of Superstars, 1 hour of main event.
And then you get like what we got this weekend as we're recording it, where, oh, hey, there's a takeover on, Sunday with the UK guys. Or, next weekend where, oh, hey, there's it's not really a takeover special, but it's a Worlds Collide special. And, yeah, and then the next night, oh, Royal Rumble, right, And then sandwiched between that, Friday Night SmackDown, Monday Night Raw. And it's like, guys, you don't have to make every weekend like WrestleMania weekend. That's the cool part about Mania weekend, is it's once a year. And you can handle that once a year. It's oversaturation. It was oversaturation about 6 or 7 years ago. It's like the paper bag is decaying in the gutter with the end of it blowing out now at this point. That's how bad it is.
We've complained about it several times. There's just too much WWE. And this year, I think they want to also do a tier system on their network where they're going to have house shows. So you can watch every house show now.
In the States, they're going to roll that out. The problem is for its international viewers like us up here in Canada, we don't know what that means. So we might get them, we might not.
Yep. So. It's just over. Maybe that's the way to fight competition. Just put too much that you can't watch the competition.
1-2-24. So the next question on here: most disgusting promotional tactic. The most disgusting promotional tactic for 2019. Man, you look at this and you think about it, and it's just, you basically want to grab on like the wedding angle and basically, I think the most disgusting promotional tactic right now for me in 2019 is Vince McMahon still trying to create wrestling for Vince McMahon, because it doesn't work right now. He's at the age right now where he needs to bring in one or two other minds to kind of, be assistants on this thing and kind of, bounce those ideas off of them to say, hey, does this work or not? And I think that's why.
But he did do that.
Well, he did.
He brought in Paul, he brought in Eric, and he brought in Bruce.
But then he fired Eric because apparently
Eric was just collecting paychecks and taking naps.
And apparently Eric was just hanging out and catering. Well, tell Eric what to do. You invite him to the building,
So now Bruce is SmackDown's creative. So
creative guy. So yeah, I think it might be too far gone for them to even do anything. That's about the only problem, because we've seen like on SmackDown, you see the dog food angle with Corbin and Reigns and that stuff, and then on Raw we've talked about it ad nauseum with the wedding angle, and then earlier on in the year with the Kanellis thing and that stuff, and so on and so forth. We had another incident of arson, and you know how much I hate arson on wrestling programs, because why the fuck?
that was on Raw too, though.
So, like, that's now
that you mention it, there is quite a divide between Raw's edgier angles and SmackDown's more stuff.
Yeah, well, look who's running. right?
You got Paul on Raw and you got Bruce on SmackDown. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's ECW basically versus Houston Wrestling is what it is. So, I mean, that's what you've got. So, but yeah, that's the most disgusting promotional tactic for me for 2019 is just basically Vince McMahon. I guess we'll call it Vince McMahon attempting to be relevant in 2019.
Mine's different, but it also includes Vince McMahon.
Okay.
Mine is the Saudi plane hostage.
Oh, you know what? I think yours trumps mine, big time. I think you win the hand here for sure. Basically, the Saudi shows again this year, from front to back. Nothing ever goes right with those shows. I mean, I was on a national radio program discussing to the host how come nothing ever goes right with those shows, and just nothing ever goes right with those shows. Like it's Murphy's Law. Anything that can go wrong will go wrong with that.
The problem on this one is I've heard many reports, but I think it's something to do with not paying for previous events. Vince getting mad at the regime retaliating by causing a plane delay for them to get back to America, and just getting completely out of hand with that. And also, Vince didn't stick around. He decided to take his private charter and let his wrestlers stranded.
What a leader, eh? That's like the general manager and the coach of the hockey team saying, well, we got our butts kicked in Helsinki. We got a home game in Edmonton 2 days from now. We're going to fly over. You jokers, fend for yourselves. We'll see you in Edmonton in 2 days. Yeah. That's.
And there was also, once he was in the air, he called some of his coordinators back in Saudi and said, get these guys and put them on a private jet. Yeah. Which also makes the divide between all the talent that aren't these guys.
But inadvertently, they ended up calling up the NXT guys, and that pretty much drop-kicked the angles and the programs for one of the best Survivor Series in maybe the decade.
Absolutely, and also that SmackDown that was using emergency wrestlers was one of the best, probably one of the top 10 SmackDowns of all time, too.
That's right, exactly. The NXT invasion on SmackDown that night in Buffalo. It was amazing, so...